we'll start Clay House. Dwayne, I think 455, I think, was the number of passing yards, 3 short of Art Schleister's single-game record. I don't know if Urban likes 450 and 150, but it seems to work. Just talk about the offensive firepower.
I feel like we're a really dynamic group, have a great group of guys, great, talent across the board, a lot of depth. And today was just, making plays when it mattered the most. And whether it was passing or throwing, I thought we did a good job executing when we needed it.
Dwayne, this might sound kind of weird given the touchdowns you threw for, the yardage and all that, and how many points you wound up scoring, but was there something just kind of off about the offense early? It didn't seem like you guys were quite clicking on all cylinders, if that's fair.
I'm not going to lie, we were probably still tired from last week. Definitely it was a little low in energy in practice during the week, but the best thing about today was we found a way to win, and even though it wasn't pretty at all times throughout the game, football's about overcoming adversity.
Yeah, Dwayne, I know touchdown passes are probably like kids. You wouldn't name a favorite, but the throwback to Johnny Dixon on the backside. What was your favorite touchdown pass today, and why?
Probably the one to Terry. No, actually not. The one to Ben was pretty good too. Yeah. I feel all of them were my favorite.
Dwayne, you had some long ones, but most of them were quick passes. Let your receivers do the work. How much of that is what this offense is going to and already has evolved into? Get the ball to the playmakers' hands and let them make plays.
Definitely what we do on offense. People are going to blitz us. Blitz us a lot today. Got a lot of coverage. So we got to be able to find plays where we can get rid of the ball fast. That's what we learned from Penn State a couple weeks ago. So just being able to dump it off to Paris and let him get 80 yards, it makes it way easier for me.
Dwayne, to have 455 yards and 6 touchdown passes, does that feel like, hey, that was a great game? Or does it just sort of feel like that's what you expect from yourself and this offense?
Yeah, we're definitely routine. Every game you want to light it up. But, definitely was a good statistical game, but I'm glad we got the win most importantly.
It's very businesslike, Dwayne. I mean, you have been all season.
Yeah.
Your teammates.
I'm not tripping.
Can just talk about the focus this team has, and you just threw for 455 yards, 6 touchdowns, but you're very businesslike. Why is that?
Just because we know what the end goal is, and we want to be in that championship. We want to play the Big Ten championship, and it's just one game at a time. College football, every game matters. So every game we're going in there with our business bag in, and we're ready to go win a game. I'm pretty excited.
Dwayne, you mentioned that you guys were a little tired from last week. The energy wasn't quite there, but you were still able to win, which last year at Iowa you guys weren't able to do. Do you see that as a sign of growth for this team, that you guys are able to overcome that and take care of business this time around?
Yeah, you never want to lose a game, but last year we referenced a lot about how we lost to Iowa after being Penn State and how everyone had their hands down going into the ring. So this week we just kept on, making the focus about not letting the game go away from us. And definitely shows a lot of growth, a lot of maturity on our side of the ball. And defense did a good job today, too. So keep the ball rolling.
Dwayne, 6 touchdowns, all the yardage, 23 points. Is that what an Ohio State letdown looks like?
Even though we won, it didn't feel like one of the best games we played. So crazy thing is we can keep getting better. So letdown, no, but definitely some room for improvement.
Dwayne, kind of going off of that, a lot of people, may think that this was a lackluster performance, and a lot of people say, hey, you avoided the loss and you got through the past week. Do you guys feel like this was a good performance for you, especially coming off of that physical game against Penn State?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty solid, things to work on, but that's just the game we play, and everything's going to be perfect. And we just got to be able to deal with that and be able to know that, look, we won the game. Things we got to work on, of course, but be satisfied with the W, and look forward to playing Minnesota.
Last question, Jim.
Yeah, Dwayne, specifically, what were they getting done up front? I'm talking about Indiana to kind of confound you guys running the ball today, but especially between the tackles. What was going on there?
A lot of 5-man, 6-man pressure. Some rifles to the field, some pressure from the boundary, and pass protection. If I slid one way, the linebacker wrapped around because running back was in protection. So there's a lot of stuff that you got to be able to watch and film and be able to see in the game. Indiana does a lot of, exotic looks, some variety up front, and definitely in the back end. But once we figured out what we were going to do against them, we came out on top.
Thank you.
Thank you.